Drawing back on a bow is something that many of us have been doing since childhood, which makes it pretty easy for us to take for granted the privilege that we have here in America to not only shoot a bow, but to also have the right to go bow hunting. My husband Yogi is from Europe, where most countries do not allow bow hunting, which has limited his exposure to archery. Up until now, he has never made the personal attempt at bow hunting. As his wife, it has been an absolute pleasure to put a bow in his hand and take him afield for his first bow hunting experience.
Setting up my bow. First time bow hunter. Pretty cool. A lot of new stuff going on though. So it's gonna be interesting. Growing up in Europe, I have not really been exposed to bow hunting because it's not legal to archery hunt in a lot of countries in Europe. There's some countries where you can do it. Most other countries will only allow sport shooting with archery equipment. Target practice, whatever. So I never got into it really because in Germany and Sweden where I grew up, we were not allowed to archery hunt. So pretty much everything I learned when I was a kid in terms of hunting was with a rifle. You know, there's a lot of small things I needed to learn still in terms of the peep sight and all that stuff, where it is, that like the alignment of your face with the peep sight and the sights. But there's so many little things I just needed to learn, and it's just been a learning curve, obviously, but I mean, it's fun. It's pretty interesting. So many different things to consider, you know. I've never shot a bow really before, so a lot of things to remember. And yeah, just cool. Something different. There's more small pieces you have to think about, I think, that you have to match to a person than compared to a rifle. So yeah, just takes practice, I guess.
Not only did I start shooting a bow, but I got my dad and my husband now shooting archery, and it's something that we all do together. And we're target practicing together, we're shooting together, we've got 3D targets set up, and we just really enjoy it.
I can see the progress in my, my training and my practice, and that I now can shoot out consistently to 60 yards is, for me that's pretty awesome. When you start practicing at 60 yards consistently and you're good, anything closer just, becomes so much easier.
It's fun for the whole family, it just gets us outside and enjoying the fresh air, and it's a lot of fun. After having spent the spring practicing with his bow, Yogi is ready for not only one, but two firsts. His first turkey hunt and his first bow hunt. Honestly, I'm not sure which part he's more excited about, having a bow in his hand on a hunt or the fact that we're hunting turkeys. One thing is for certain, bow hunting turkeys brings its own unique set of challenges, from concealment to range of shots that one can take. Everything is going to have to be perfect in order to be successful. And as soon as Yogi heard his first gobble, I know that he's hooked.
We just got done taking pictures of Kristy's bird that she took here a couple hours ago. And while we were doing that, we could hear birds gobbling up the canyon. And as soon as we had the call, they were coming in. So now we're set up here again, same spot, and there's a lot of activity all around us. So yeah, decoys are out, we're ready to go.
It's a pretty inexpensive hunt to get into for a lot of people, and it's available across a lot of different areas in North America. So it's pretty neat just to have that option, and then just experiencing the birds strutting and gobbling and all that stuff. It's kind of cool because you get them pretty close, right? You're in a blind with decoys and they come into 10, 15 yards, and it's a pretty neat experience actually. Yeah.
It's about 55 yards. There's a couple birds out there. They're just outside the range. And they're not really wanting to come in. It's a little too far for my first bow kill, so I'm just gonna hold off on this
one. With turkey season drawing to a close, we move right into spring bear season, where we head to Idaho for a public land do-it-yourself baited bear hunt. Yogi is no stranger to bear hunting, and he is extremely selective on what he's willing to draw back on. Now we just have to put in the work of filling baits and timing the stand in the hopes for a big old Bruin to show up.
We're back in the stand tonight. It's been a beautiful day, and there's been a lot of activity on this bait. We've pulled the trail camera pictures, and there's a bunch of different bears on this bait. All different times of the day, from morning until midnight pretty much. So, and there's two bigger ones, and here one nice one with a big white patch. We just have to hope for the best and hope that they come in tonight. It's a beautiful evening.
Part of the excitement in bow hunting black bears is being close and never knowing what will show up at the bait. This young boar puts on an entertaining evening show, but Yogi gives him a pass.
My experience with hunting spring bears, or bears in general, has been in British Columbia. So I think on average the bears we were looking at up there and the bears we were taking were bigger. Maybe I just had the wrong expectations to think that something like that would show up on a regular basis at these baits in Idaho, but it doesn't. To me, it doesn't really matter. I just didn't want to take those bears that came in.
I've been sitting here since about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and it's been pretty windy. Not much action for the first couple hours. There was a grouse that walked past. That was it. But then, like an hour ago, a couple bears showed up, and they came from down to the right here, came up the hill. Yeah, those are the two. We call them knuckleheads. They're probably about 2 years old, 2, 3 years old. Sow and a boar. Sow came in first. She grabbed a couple of the marshmallows and some bread, and she took the bear older. And then the boar came in, and she walked off, and then she went over the hill, and he was feeding for quite some time, and then he went over the hill and disappeared too, so at least I could see something. And now, the big one's gonna come in about an hour and a half.
The bear hunt was action-packed. just not with the right bear, leaving Yogi's tag unnotched once again. South Africa is one of the most stunning places in the world. The diversity of wildlife and landscapes that one can experience is truly awe-inspiring. Many South African communities rely on hunting for high-quality meals, providing food security to those in need. This is the essence of what it means to be a bow hunter, honoring the land, providing for the people. What is taken from the land is given back to serve, as it has been since the dawn of time.
We had this herd of impala come in, and there was a beautiful ram that came in with them.
Yeah, here comes some impala. There's a herd of impala coming down. They're over here, and in the back there's a ram. He looks like a really nice ram.
And he was kind of at the edge first, but then he came in and was around the water hole and on the salt lake with the females. And so he presented a perfect shot, and we were like in an elevated blind, and he was kind of feeding, and then turned his head, like he was pretty much broadside and turned his head away from us, feeding away, so he wasn't looking at us, and that's when I let the arrow go, and it went right through him. He didn't even know what was going on. He jumped and took a couple steps, and then he was just standing there, and you could see the exit hole because he had done a half turn. You could see the exit hole, the blood was just dripping out slowly. He was just standing there licking his nose. He didn't know what was going on. It ended up being perfect, so it was pretty awesome. Yeah, and then like especially that you were there too when it happened, because you introduced me to archery, and we have this whole journey through the different hunts with the different experiences of being unsuccessful or passing and eating a tag, and then eventually ending up in South Africa, and then I take my first archery animal. It's pretty cool. And I mean, I made 2 good shots, and I was very happy with that, and got a beautiful impala ram, my first archery kill, so that was awesome. First animal with a bow.
Yogi's journey has already taken him on many adventures that embody what it means to be a bow hunter. And Fred Bear said it best: a hunt based only on trophies taken falls short of what the ultimate goal should be. Thank you for watching this episode of Pursue the Wild. If you would like to hear more, check out the Wild and Uncut podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow me at Kristy Titus on Facebook and Instagram.